Hello, epic viewers from the multiverse. Prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today another Riven Captain Stellar unboxing video is about to be brought to fruition. What items will I be unboxing? What items will I be opening? Without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to elicit the box. What items are encompassed inside this bulky, hefty, tangible, nifty box? Let's find out. I'm going to demystify the answer to that inquiry right here, right now, so bear with me. It will only take me billions of microseconds to extract the items from the box and subsequently flaunt them in front of the camera for you to feast your glorious eyes on. Here we go. The unboxing process is about to commence. The unboxing process is officially underway. What items have I drawn forth? What items have I elicited? What items have I prompted? What items have I extracted? Let's find out. Let's delve into the bowels of the bag and see who we have. Is this figurine known by the moniker of Reverse Flash? Or Dr. Zoom? Who knows? Or Professor Zoom? Who knows? I'm not well acclimated with the DC lore. Nonetheless, this figurine has tremendous merit. He looks akin to the Flash. He's disparate from the Flash. Why his hues are disparate. Other than that, I mean, he appears to have the same sculpt as the Flash that was produced by Mattel. He's a part of the DC Universe Classics action figure line. Is he a stellar, robust, intricate, state-of-the-art figurine? I believe he is. He deserves his merits. He deserves his accolades. Why do I say that, even though he's an inanimate object? Well, I can always roleplay that he accomplished great feats. Reality is subjective. I'm relegated to the parameters of my five senses. I cannot see outside the parameters of my consciousness. I cannot discern the world outside the scope of my five senses. So if I want to believe that this figurine accomplished meritorious feats, then all the power to me, even though I know it's not true. I cannot confirm or deny it because everything is cognizant, so I'm not sure whether or not this character is cognizant. Well, enough blathering. Here we have, enough talking about nonsense. Here we have, what's his moniker? I'm trying to find it. Here we have the Reverse Flash. Alrighty, now, why do I love this figurine? Well, his arms and legs can move outwards and inwards at your own discretion. He possesses a diaphragm joint. He can swivel his forearms. He could ascend and descend his legs. He can perform a waist swivel. What else can he do? His movements are not encumbered by his skirt. You can place him into nearly any dynamic pose that you see fit, so we can engage in a bout against a Flash. If you have an imagination, then you can picture them fighting in your mind in the ultimate showdown, in a death battle. Who will ascertain victory? Who will prevail? Who will succumb to defeat? Who will get trounced? Who will get pummeled to death? Who will be beaten to a bloody pulp? Who knows? The future is an enigma. But I believe that the Flash can decimate and trounce Reverse Flash in one-on-one combat, but who knows? I may be wrong in that context. I love his muscle tones, they're eminently defined. I love his biceps, he clearly possesses physical prowess. He can build momentum and charge at his adversaries and lunge at them and really deliver a devastating blow. He can demolish anyone with his fists of fury. So here's the Reverse Flash. I love his red and yellow hues. I love his cowl. I love these little wings protruding out of his cowl. I guess they're supposed to embody miniature wings, who knows. Not a bad figurine, by any means. Two peg holes embedded in the bottom of his feet so he can mount it onto a stand. Alrighty. Actually, maybe this is Reverse Flash. Maybe the other figurine was Professor Zoom. I'm so flustered right now. I'm so discombobulated. We have 21 random names listed in the description of the eBay auction. And is enigmatic. We have 21 names listed in the description of the eBay auction and is enigmatic what this character's name is. Maybe he's a Reverse Flash and maybe the other character is Professor Zoom. I guess I'll presume that this character is a Reverse Flash and the other character is Professor Zoom. I'm just going with that arbitrary assumption. Let's move on. I love his silver hues. Not bad. I also love his gray hues. He has the same sculpt as the other Flash. He has the same amount of points of articulation. He has a copious amount of points of articulation. He has tremendous latitude for articulation. He's not an abysmal figure by any means. He unequivocally warrants a price tag of under $10. You can't go wrong buying him if you're an avid devout DC Universe fan. Not bad by any means. I just plopped him on the bed. And of course we have some more figurines in here. We have the Flash. The traditional, conventional one. This one's not uncanny. Of course, he's a part of the DC Universe Classics action figure line. He's subsumed under that line, just like his counterpart figurines, and they're all likely produced from the same mold or from the same sculpt. They just have disparate hues, and that's what distinguishes them from one another. So he's disparate from the other two, because I guess he's supposed to be a different character, but he's probably the quintessential Flash, because people are well acclimated with the Flash's red attire, and they likely prefer to see him with his traditional costume rather than something more modern or something more uncanny or something more novel. I mean, this costume represents the traditional costume of the Flash, and the red hues, crimson red, are just amazing. And I also love the lightning bolts. And you can see there, well, we have one embedded on his torso as a symbol, and then we have one around each forearm. So maybe he's imbued with power, and maybe these lightning bolt symbols are supposed to denote that he's fast. Maybe that's what they're trying to represent or symbolize. And the Flash truly personifies speed. Not bad. He's not marred with scratches. He doesn't have any major dings, dents, or scuffs, or any blemishes, or anything like that. So, let me just unbox one final figurine. And of course we have a bag saturated with figures. Soon it will be devoid of figures. Or it was saturated with figures. I believe this figurine is known by the moniker of Hawk. He was likely churned out by Mattel mid the early 21st century. He has two pegos embedded in the bottom of his feet. His shoulder pads are intriguing. They have these I would say spikes, but I guess that's not the correct word here. What would you define these as? They have these little strands of a cape protruding out. It's arduous to describe. Cosmetics, when you're not well acclimated with that domain. Alright, so I guess he's donning a cape with strands of a cape protruding out of his shoulders. Maybe that's how I describe it, who knows. Whatever, let's just move on. The pelvis is sturdy, the subsequent joints appear to be relatively sturdy. You don't want to fiddle or tamper with these joints too much. He can't perform an ankle pivot. He can't rotate his thighs, nor can he rotate his calves. He has autonomy to rotate his forearms at your own discretion. He can rotate his wrists, his fists. His hands are, his fingers are clenched together into fists, so I should say his hands are fisted. Not bad by any means. He definitely possesses physical prowess. You can rotate his biceps. You can place him into nearly any dynamic pose that you see fit. I know he has a sidekick. I guess he's audacious and mighty and stoic and potent in melee combat. You don't want to mess with this character. He can beat anyone to bloody pulp. He can likely dismantle them, tear them limb from limb, and bludgeon them. He's quite deadly. I love his face. He truly captures a comic book superhero poised for battle. So he's about to charge into the fray of battle and take down his nemesis or his adversaries or anyone that stands before him that poses a threat against him. So he's heroic, divine. He's likely charismatic as well. So here we have the one and only, illustrious, revered, renowned Hawk. And then I'll unbox more characters in a subsequent video. Now I believe that this is the fourth part of the unboxing of the DC Universe Classics action figure lot. And this video is coming to an end soon. This video will end in a brief moment. But before I do that, let me just briefly review the figurines I unboxed real briefly. So for under $10, you can't go wrong buying these figurines. I would essentially rate them to be a 9 out of 10 or perhaps a 10 out of 10. If you recollect, I unboxed Hawk that I got via eBay used, pre-owned. You can't go wrong. He's nearly in pristine condition. He's not tainted or marred with any major scuffs or scratches that disconfigure his appearance, or that compromise his appearance in any facet. And then of course we have the Flash, the one and only illustrious Flash. He's heroic, divine, astute, shrewd, charismatic. I love the Flash. I mean, he must have been smart to not succumb to death. I mean, I don't know if he died from the comic books, but I recollect that he never died when I watched DC Universe Unlimited. Or I made a blunder. I mean, I recollect that he never died when I watched Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. I was about to say DC Universe Unlimited. I'm getting my thoughts mixed up. Sorry if they don't sound cohesive, but I'm dehydrated. And I'm famished, and I'm weary, and I'm lethargic. I'm debilitated. I'm on the cusp of passing out. So I need to finish the subsequent video before I collapse. Nonetheless, let's just finish this video and then I can move on. Here we have either Dr. Zoom or Reverse Flash, followed by him, of course. We have this character as well. So as you can see, their sculpts are akin to one another, nearly homogeneous to one another. There's not any great differences, but their hues are disparate, so they're disparate characters, and their designs are supposed to represent disparate characters. I love their deco, I love their aesthetics, I love their shadings, I love their hues. I just pretty much love everything about them. I love their details. Can't go wrong, and the integrity of these figurines hasn't been compromised yet, so I'm not going to mess around with the figurines too much. They're not going to be relegated to cannon fodder. They'll be consigned to the shelf. Most people customize action figures choose to convert their figurines into cannon fodder, but I won't. I'm going to safeguard my figurines. I hope that you deemed this video to be enthralling and engrossing. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.